Today is Sunday the 9th of October and it is 2 weeks and 3 days since I donated a kidney to my mum. If you've read my previous blogs you'll understand what's gone on, what's been happening, and as promised I said I'd come back after the surgery and here I am. So first part of the tale, I'm still alive. I wanted to sort of finish this off so people could see the full story of where I'm at right now. And there's a lot of ups and downs. These past couple of weeks have been very eventful, a bit over emotional, and hard work really. When it came down to it, really hard work. So on Wednesday the 21st of September, the day before surgery, myself and my mum had to attend the hospital just to go over the routine checks again. So that was blood tests, and MRSA swabs, chest x-rays and ECGs. We had those done in the morning, then we were allowed out of the hospital for a couple of hours in the afternoon, and then we were called back for the early evening about 4 o'clock I think it was, and at that point I was cannulated and put on a drip overnight to make sure my kidney was kept hydrated, ready for the morning. Thursday morning I was woken up about 6:30, and at this point I was allowed to sort of go and get freshened up, and then I was given my gown to put on, my lovely surgical stockings to stop DVT, and then just beforehand I sort of met with the surgeon again and the team, and they all came and checked I was okay, checked my details, went through my paperwork, went through the procedure again, made sure I was still happy to go ahead, which I was. And at 8:20 on Thursday the 22nd of September I was wheeled down into theatre. Managed to hold it together in front of my mum. That was the most difficult part because she had to sort of wave me off, and obviously I think it was quite hard on her, as well as my other family that were there at the time. And I was put to sleep literally within 5 minutes, so I was out of the count. And quite a few hours later, at 1:45, I came back up to the ward, so that was after the operation and after the recovery room. I remember waking up in recovery, couldn't open my eyes, but I remember waking up and hearing them talking, but I don't know how long I was down there for. I was a little bit sick, in all fairness, from obviously the morphine, the medication, but that stopped fairly quickly. I wasn't in any pain, and again, they really do drug you up well to make sure that you're not in any discomfort. And if anything, I was just overly tired and just wanted to sleep. That first part is quite hazy. The only difference that I wasn't expecting, obviously I went down to theatre with a cannula in my arm, which was fine. I woke up and had a neckline put in. So if you don't know what one of those is, it's a cannula in your neck, just here. Still got some bruising, can't really see it now, but yeah, that was a bit of a pain. It wasn't painful, it was a strange sensation having something in your neck, and they'd done that because me personally, I've not got very good veins, so it's just a better way to get fluid into me and get painkillers and drugs and whatnot into me. My mum knew she was going to have one of those because every recipient of a kidney will get one. Again, it's a quicker way to get in the steroids and all the medication. I wasn't expecting one, but woke up with one, but got on with it and it was absolutely fine in the end. I remember going back up to the ward, and the rest of that day, I could speak and sort of was opening my eyes, bits here and there, but I was very in and out of it, very wishy-washy. But again, no pain. I was quite surprised. I thought something was going to feel really, different, but no, I was very comfortable. So that made it a lot easier. Had the catheter as expected. The only thing I wasn't aware of was that I was very swollen afterwards. I did get my sister to take some pictures, and I said that to her. I said, I want you to take pictures of me. I want to see it all myself, what's happening. And because when I came round, I also had an oxygen tube going into my nose as well, just to help me breathe. It just made it a bit easier to start with. I think it did look quite scary to most of my family that saw me, and they did get a bit upset. Especially my eyes were swollen, and it looked like I sort of had slips left to see out of. And my face was very swollen, and just my whole body overall, my fingers, and I could feel that myself. That was quite difficult. Um, that lasted for the first day or two, till it sort of subsided. So Thursday itself was quite hazy, but I did get told that my mum was okay. She also went down to surgery later on than me, but she didn't come back up onto the ward until 7 o'clock. Luckily, I think in all fairness, I'm quite glad I was still out of it, because I think I'd have got more worried had I been more awake, because she was down there longer. In the end, I think I said before they were going for my left kidney. Well, it transpired on the Wednesday evening when they'd looked over all my results again, that as well as a duplex ureter, which I explained was the two tubes that connect the kidney to the bladder, it also turned out I had 2 arteries as well. So it meant there's going to be 5 connections instead of the standard 3, and would have been a lot more difficult. So they went for my right kidney in the end, so that was fine. The next day, the Friday, managed to sort of sit up and was eating, drinking. Drinking was the main thing. They really pushed the drinking, because obviously you've got to keep your kidney flushing through, and obviously they're checking what's coming out in the catheter bag the other end, and they were quite strict on that. That was a bit annoying to start with, trying to get used to drinking such volumes, but you soon get used to it. And again, the Friday itself, I was still quite hazy. I was on painkillers, and that day pretty much flew by. They did say to me they'd try and get me up that next day, but I had some extra complications with my painkillers, and I wasn't feeling it, so we left it until the Saturday morning. At which point the nurse came and sort of helped me to stand up. That was a bit difficult. That I can honestly say in this whole process, that's the one part that caused me discomfort, was trying to stand up for the first time. I think it's because you're stiff, you've been lying down for a while, you're not obviously used to the, what's happened to you. You've got stitches. Oh, I had stitches, and it was all just a bit strange, especially with a catheter as well, and drips in your arms. Excuse me, in your arm and in your neck. It was all a bit difficult to get used to. But yeah, so Saturday morning I finally managed to stand up and sit in the chair at the side of my bed, and they sort of encourage that as much as possible, because the quicker you get up and about, the better really, and the more mobile you become. And it took me till later on that day, and they'd said to me though that until I started walking myself and could walk down to the bathroom, I couldn't have my catheter removed. Now my motivation was the fact my mum was 2 bays down from me, so as soon as I could walk and see her. So later on that day I managed it, went down, and that was fine. It took a while, very slow on my feet, and I had to sort of go with a nurse and sort of hold on to her, but soon got back into the swing of things, and it was fine. And the rest of the weekend was mainly spent just being very, I think, slow, steady, getting used to things, getting, let's say, painkillers in your system. Everything was quite tiring, so even sitting out in the chair after a couple of hours, I was ready to get back into bed and just sleep, which is what I wanted to do most of that weekend. But overall, the main thing on Friday, well, no, on the Saturday, the 23rd of September, this is 2 days after surgery, I was given the news that my mum went into surgery with 9% usage on her kidneys. By the Saturday, she had 90%, which was just absolutely amazing. I couldn't have asked for more. Her creatinine, the toxic levels, had come down to 63, which was again something I never imagined it to be happen that well and react so good to my kidney. So it made those first few days, although I was in a bit of discomfort, it made them a lot easier to handle, and was really fantastic. I'm going to skip on to sort of the next part of my blog now, just because of time limitations on my webcam recording. But the next bit I'll come back and I will just give you some proper insights. I want to give you the full story of what we've been going through and what we're still going through now, because it's not been all plain sailing. So I will see you in the next part and update you on that.